さあ始めよう。
Ready? Fight!
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be giving you guys a battle guide on Bleach Heat the Soul 7. What does that mean? Well, that means we're going to be giving you all of the basic combat controls and mechanics introduced in this game so that you, the player, can go and pick a character that suits you the best. So today we're going to be going over all the general universal controls. So that's moving around the stage, attacking, setting up move list, and so forth. So you're in luck if this is your first time playing Bleach Heat the Soul 7. Now let's get into it. We're going to be talking about mobility to start. That's how you get around the stage that's moving. And as you can tell, to move back is backwards. All you got to do is press it and hold it. You can press it one time, won't do anything. Rather you hold it, and forward has you running. So backwards, forwards, same thing with moving backwards in the stage and forwards. Back puts you in the background, and forward puts you in the foreground. This is the forward, so you press down. The background is up. Foreground is down. Background is up. Dashing. Dashing is a mechanic that allows you to home in on your opponents. You can dash both backwards and forwards. Backwards works by pressing the back button twice on your D-pad or analog stick. Now what that does is allow you to evade if you need to evade. Forwards works in a special way. If you double tap forward, you'll dash forward. If you let go after double tapping, it'll be a short dash. However, you can do a full dash if you double tap and then hold all the way to the player. This is running forward, dashing back, dashing forward, moving back, dashing back, running forward, dashing forward. I'm going to show you how to sidestep as well. So double back, double forward. See? So in all directions, if you press the D-pad twice in each direction, it'll allow you to dash. Now this is also an evasive action. Let's say your opponent here was hitting you. Let me see if I can actually do it for you guys. Now jumping is just a single tap of the triangle button on your controller. You'll go up and come shooting right back down. Now you can do things while you're airborne. However, its application is tight and you need to know what kind of controls to use. There's also a double tap application to this tool where you can jump forwards after the first jump up. You see? Now that's the double tap application. It's rather risky to use because there's a lot of landing lag and you can get hit while airborne. However, you can shorten that distance to the ground by pressing the second triangle button sooner, which will cut the distance off, or you can wait until you're at the highest point in your jump and then press it to go to your maximum height. There's also maximum distance because you're over the opponent's head, so you can come in with a move that usually would hit them a little sooner than they're expecting, or a little later than they're expecting, depending on when you use it. One thing to note, ranging from character to character, is that the jump types are shorter, so you can have more restricted movement in certain characters. Some only have lateral movement, while Dark Rookie here can also jump in and jump out. I've noticed some issues with characters only being able to jump up, but you guys let me know how that works out for you. Now, spiritual pressure is one of the key components that's responsible for all special moves, ultimates, and things of the like. To activate your spiritual pressure or to charge it is just to press square. You can hold it, and if you release it at its max, it will blow away the player from very far on stage. Now, this blowback feature works regardless of how much is charged, as long as it is in contact of the player. Notice that there is a lengthy hit stun given to the opponent when making contact with spiritual pressure. This means it can be an opening tool if the preceding command is followed up immediately. Spiritual pressure has additional applications depending on a robust feature called soul codes, but we'll go more in depth with that in a later section of the battle guide. Bringing things back to the basics, you can use movement to interrupt the charge of spiritual pressure, allowing you to safely switch between standing position and charging by pressing a direction on the D-pad or analog stick while holding charge. You will retain the SP and have time to react to incoming attacks if you're okay with sacrificing some hit stun. It's clear that releasing spiritual pressure can be punished if it does not make contact with the opponent, so please use it only when you're guaranteed to hit. There are two ways to attack in this game, and that's using a combination of light attacks and heavy attacks. To use a light attack, press X on your controller. You'll notice that a single press will result in one single hit. This can typically be pressed up to 4 times consecutively, but can range from 2 to 3 with specific characters. As per the name, light attacks do small bits of damage and are usually faster options than heavier attacks, done by pressing the circle button. Heavy attacks are slower, more powerful attacks that can max out at about 3 hits. These two types of attacks can change depending on additional directions that are being pressed during activation. For instance, when pressing forward and light, you'll get something different from the standard standing light. Same with back X, up X, and down X respectively. Here's the same thing with heavy attacks. Some characters have combos with additionally small openings to use the jump button, so checking the official move list is highly recommended to find out which characters can do this. Alternating between light openers and heavy enders are what I like to call the bread and butter combos in this game. Simple to perform and effective across the board. When you're ready to move on to the more advanced combat, combo canceling is the way to go. Combo canceling can be done by pressing the R button after the full animation of a move. This is a trick you'll want to get the hang of, as some moves can be cancelled during the hit animation and others a few frames behind. Now that you know how to attack, I'd recommend trying different attack patterns and seeing when's the best time for you to activate a cancel. One of my favorite ways to utilize canceling is linking light and heavy attacks into specials. Specials are easy to perform. While standing, all you have to do is press either a combination of charge and light or charge and jump. These attacks are high damaging, usually safe on block, and are great for hard knockdowns, forcing you and the opponent back to neutral. Like any other fighting game, damage scaling is responsible for balancing damage given relative to how long or how many attacks a combo may consist of. So you'll notice that with certain combo paths you may get less damage compared to shorter and less flashy execution. Play around with your characters and see which combos yield the best results, but the general rule of thumb is, if you can afford to lose the damage, go out in style. What I like to call Soul Flurry is a rush down mechanic that only needs one successful hit to be triggered, resulting in a flurry of attacks that you can customize during the window of selection. Now I don't know the official name for this move, so hopefully one of you guys can help me update. This can be used by holding down charge, jump, light, and heavy simultaneously. You'll know when the move is activated successfully if the resulting attack has a white glow on its hitbox. These moves are typically slow to start up, but because each crush has a chain into a different combination, the damage output is up to what you can come up with really. Make sure that when the move hits, to press the commands that you want to proceed with during the open stun window. A much safer option to get in on your opponent is to force them into an extended stun by breaking their guard. From my experience with guard breaking, it's not easy, nor does it typically happen in a high mobility match, but the option is always there if you're rushing down an overly defensive opponent. Returning to the basics of canceling, these will be the tools to destroy your opponent's guard swiftly, attacking consistently until their guard goes from blue to a vibrant red. Different characters have different guard break thresholds, so some may only withstand a pluck, while others a 3 to 4 full-length combo. Once that guard is broken, however, you can unleash hell onto your opponent in any way that you see fit. The fun part about rushing down a guarding opponent is that when you're canceling, you're not confined by any attack patterns, meaning you're at the full advantage to jump attack to a guard, empty jump to a grab, which is really not safe but it's possible, or just combo cancel into a grab, which will always work if the grab is unexpected on block. This instills uncertainty in blocking from your opponent, forcing them to engage with you instead. Defending is essential in staying alive, and to do that, you just need to press backwards while you're being attacked. To ensure that you're not on the receiving end of a guard break, consider using a soul burst while you're being hit instead. A soul burst is a keep away mechanic that uses some spiritual pressure and health to interrupt an opponent's combo, pushing them outwards, which is usually opposite of the player. This gives you some breathing room to decide your next steps. This can be used after taking a hit, so the damage is still given, it will reflect to the health bar, even if you interrupted parts of the animation. Now that you know how to use all of the combat mechanics, let's talk about how soul codes shape your combat strategy. I want to first thank the Bleach Heat the Soul English translator, HeziTheGreat, for bringing us decipherable soul codes, so now we can customize our own gameplay experience. Soul codes grant an assortment of bonuses to players of different playstyles, where additional effects can be activated when you're using them. There are offensive focused soul codes, there are defensive focused soul codes, and plenty of options in the middle. For instance, there's this one particular soul code that allows the opponent to perform a just guard, which is just an advanced parry technique when you block at the direct moment of an incoming attack. Soul codes enhance the gameplay a significant amount, but while not all the soul codes have been translated yet, there's a TXT file that shows you guys which codes do what, and there's about 20 to 30 in recording so far. You can use these comprehensively for a flashy, fun experience. Getting the hang of the basic combat in this game will open the door for all new players looking into the future of this game's multiplayer and competitive scene. The goal of this guide has been to successfully teach you how to go it alone and stand victorious in your battles. Now, if you feel well versed on playing this game now, show me your thanks by dropping a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel for loads of more Bleach Heat the Soul 7 tutorials, gameplays, breakdowns, and the list goes on. Send this video to a friend, and if you're looking for worthy opponents to play online, stop by the official Bleach Heat the Soul Discord down in the description below. We often create material focused on helping you guys set this game up on your PC or your mobile device, and test run multiplayer and even some custom mods by the community. We hope to grow the player base and soon hold tournaments where we can all participate from around the world. Until then, enjoy the content and get ready to face again.